going on, guys? Happy Sunday to you. Got all my yard work and stuff done. Got all the dirt and stuff that was piled up over there in the corner laid out over here where I'm building that area of the yard up. Filled in this big hole here where I've been letting the grass clippings and stuff degrade and break down over the last summer, so it was pretty full. So I relocated a lot of the trimmings and stuff from where the pool got installed over here. You guys haven't seen the pool yet, but here's the pool. The electrician came and dropped off all the rigid pipe. Nice big thick bold rigid pipe. There's the 6x6 that's going in the ground for my locking receptacle for the pump over here when that's done. It should be about right in here. It's got to be 3 feet from the pump is what they said. So it'll go somewhere in here where my trench is dug. I opened up my trench at the end close to the house a little bit more because he wants more precise instead of sloppy angled rigid line coming out of the house. So he said give me about 6 more inches so I can come right out of the house and go straight down into the ground. I want to make it look nice and clean. So I did that. Went around and picked up dog shit today. That's one of my most favorite things to do, right? Because the little one, she was relaxing this morning. It was supposed to be her job, but you know how it is asking women to do stuff sometimes. It's like talking to a wall. I don't know. Lately it seems like it's been that way anyway. So sometimes I just do things myself. Yeah. So this is all the nice pipe, the copper ground line and stuff he's got out here for it, setting it all up. And this is, I built this area, was much lower, built it all the way up along this here, threw trimmings on top of it. Got everything done for the most part. The guys came out, cleaned up the yard and everything where they left a mess. The pool installers, they left a mess behind it, cleaned all that up. He came and dropped a bunch of line and tools and stuff off that he's going to need because they start the project Thursday when they're going to put new receptacles in this garage, run all new wires and stuff through the wall. They got us a new panel here, so this new panel and stuff is going in. Upgrading the services to better line instead of this junk that's coming through here. What does this say? Type JF or something? I don't know. This is some old stuff, man. He said it can only handle like 40 amps, that box or something, those old screw-in ones. Anyhow, only wire and stuff where he's going to be wiring the garage. I've been a little busy the last couple days on top of that, trying to get content out for you guys and stuff. Since I have a video on TikTok it's going viral right now. It's been viewed 1.4 million times since yesterday about 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Me on the trending viral page? What? Talking about that Jake Runyon guy and Chase, what's that, Chase Comley, the two guys, you guys hear about that? The two guys in Lake Erie at the Loot fishing tournament where they stuffed all those weights inside those walleye to make them fatter, and ended up, when they were weighing in at the time, the one walleye they had was like 7.7 or 7.68 pounds or 86 pounds or something. Everybody else's fish was so much larger than that. It's kind of crazy. And then when they did their overall weigh, or their fish weighed more than the other fishermen is what I meant to say, even though their fish was about the same size as the other fishermen by like 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. So like the fishermen that were standing around were like, what the heck? How's this possible? Cut these fish open. These guys have been doing this stuff for years. I guess they've been cheating for years. And then when they did their overall weigh-in, it was like 33 pounds total. Yeah, they got caught. They cut the bellies open and all the lead weights and fillets, walleye fillet, or some kind of fillet was falling out of the fish with the lead weights. No. A lot of people in the comment section was, saying stuff like, oh, you use a magnet. Well, a magnet's not going to pick up lead. A lot of people were saying, oh, use this and that and everything else, and it's a lot of things don't pick up lead as a attractant to set something off. But anyway, talk about Chrysler and Chevy. I have two videos that are going, that are starting to pop up on the trending page that have popped off out of nowhere lately. One of it was that little circuit tester that I was showing from Mac, where you grab it and you touch different areas. As long as you're grounded out, it'll light up. It's not a very accurate tester, and I'd never seen one before, but I thought it was pretty darn cool, so I bought it. So a lot of people responded to that video. It's popped up out of nowhere. Like half my comments during the day are all about that video. Maybe a third of the comments are all about that video. And then the other video that I have out is on that whole scenario on what do you do? You know, customer drops off a vehicle. They say it stalls out every 7 to 8 weeks, only one time. And then what are you supposed to do when you can't verify it? When you've had it at the dealership for a couple weeks and you've tried over and over and over and over, driving it home randomly, took it for the weekend, you know, for 3 days straight, never acted up, went shopping with it and everything else, drove it several hundred miles over the weekend, and probably more than that, probably close to 400 miles over the weekend, still wouldn't act up, never missed a beat the entire time. And you get all the people in the comment section that have, oh, if you were a real tech, you'd put an onboard tracker and everything. Yeah, but we ain't got time for all that sometimes. And a lot of dealerships don't have those trackers that people are talking about. So a lot of independent shops don't have those trackers that people are talking about, the black box trackers. And, oh, you know, send it to this person or send it to that person. I'm sure they'll find it right away. Well, I got news for you guys. If I'm not finding it, and as thorough as I am and how I take care of the customer, chances are 99.9% of the other technicians that are your favorite, that you're fanboys of, are not going to be able to find it. If you can't duplicate the conditions in the type of atmosphere that the customer drives it in, you got to take it until it acts up. Sorry, that's life. It's not your way. It's not your fantasy world of keep driving it for weeks and weeks and weeks. Hell, I drive a Lincoln Town Car. I don't want to drive some rough riding 2018 Ford Edge. This rides like a damn chariot going down, or just smooth, man. Floats going down the road, and I love driving this thing. What makes you think I want to take a customer's car, 2018 Edge, for weeks and weeks and weeks and rack up all these miles on their car to turn around and still go back to them and say, hey, I can't find nothing wrong with your vehicle? Pretty silly, ain't it? And in some of those comments for that intermittent issue, there were some people that said stuff like, well, just go buy. I cannot believe the dozens of comments where people have said such ignorant things like, well, just go buy a Chevy or go buy a Dodge or a Chrysler product. Are you kidding me? Do you guys know we own like 20 dealerships, right? We are building our dealership group into like another one of those big corporate chains. It's going to be huge. It's already huge. We went from like 10 to 13 to 15 to 18, and now we're looking at 20. So we own Volkswagen dealers and Toyota dealers and Chevy dealers and Honda dealers, and we have some of the most successful Toyota dealers in this region. We have millions and millions and millions of dollars pumped into our Toyota stores because of how nice they are and the requirements and stuff like that. And it's a great product. But every single one of these manufacturers have issues. None of them are saints. And I can damn sure tell you right now that Chrysler is the #1 issue with electronics out of every single dealership that we have. Chrysler is an absolute freaking nightmare with programming and electronic problems. They've been that way for years. They were that way before I even got into the manufacturer side of repairs when I was working at Hertz, just as a diesel mechanic on all the big diesel buses, the what would you call it, the CTA style buses that take passengers back and forth from the airport over to the rental places. I would see Chrysler and Chevy vehicles in the repair shop where our master techs were working on them all the freaking time, man. Chrysler and their coolant problems and programming problems and electronics locking up. Chevy in there with melted top piston rings and stuff like that, and their timing chain issues and lifter issues all the freaking time. We have a small block of issues with Ford through the coolant intrusion stuff that they recently in June got extended coverage out to like 84,000 miles and 7 years of service. And then the 17 to 20 model 3.5 liter EcoBoost with the rattle-on startup, but it didn't disable or disrupt or cause an engine to fail or anything like that. Yes, those are still annoying problems. Yes, those are issues that need to be addressed and taken care of, but they are nowhere near to the extent that Chevy and Chrysler has with all their issues. What about how many hundreds of thousands of vehicles just got recalled with faulty lifters from the freaking factory? Come on. Let's not make it seem like Chevy is a saint here or Chrysler's the way to go, because we all know that's a load of shit. All these new guys popping up on YouTube with their Dodge diesels breaking down and going into limp mode, and the transmissions acting up, and all the electronic problems they're having. All these Chevy guys and stuff, they're talking about the oil consumption issues and lifters and stuff by 5,000 miles, or even rolling right off the truck or just buying it. Lifters already acting up, or DOD already acting up. The couple years where they put the wrong fluid in the transmission that shares the same transmission that Ford has, that everybody likes to talk trash about, yet they're the same damn transmission, and they go with a hygroscopic fluid, so it starts absorbing moisture, and then have to have that little bit of a recall where they have all these vehicles come back in so they can flush the fluid out and put the right shit in there. Come on, let's do better, guys. The fanboys are really the Chevy fanboys and the Chrysler fanboys are almost as disgusting as the Mobil 1 fanboys. They are clearly duped by their own bias, and there's no reality or realism to what they're saying at all. It's like when people say Mobil 1 is this outstanding oil, and it doesn't even test middle of the pack when independent studies tested. AMSOIL tested it. They said the same thing. It's like less than mediocre compared to other oils. There are other oils that are substantially better, that are cheaper on the market, or just the same price. They're actually better. It's because their marketing is so well. It's the same thing. A lot of bias and a lot of fanboyism, but I got news for you guys. Every one of these damn manufacturers are having problems right now, and none of them are saints. None of them. So take that bias and tuck it in your back pocket and bring it out Sunday morning when you're sitting down with your fanboy club, and everybody wants to fanboy each other, fluff each other up a little bit on that fanboy stuff, because I ain't buying it. And most of the people here that follow me, that communicate and do business with me, they ain't buying it. They're more realistic than that. They're not duped by their own bias. Oh, anyhow. Y'all have a great Sunday. I'm going to finish mine out. I'm going to go get some oil and stuff right now for the 2007 GMC Sierra. Oil filter for it. And I'm going to stop by the grocery store on the way back and do a little bit of shopping. And then I'm going to come back home and relax and play some Call of Duty for the rest of the night. So if anybody else is jumping on and getting smashed in some Call of Duty, or being on the winning team with me, or the enjoyable team with me, while we call outs for days, man. Call outs for days. And if you play Call of Duty and you're a gamer, you know what that is. I'm a call out king. Description, call outs. Hey man, the north side of the building in the northeast corner, there's a guy standing right above you. I'm flying in right now. I can see him. He's kind of peeking the window. Oh, wait a second. He's starting to run. He's starting to run through the room. He's about to turn right, come down the stairs. He'll right there. Oh, nice. You got him. You killed him. Call out king, baby. Mark him. I mark them all the time so nobody gets blindsided by them. Y'all want to jump on some Call of Duty and have some fun, you jump on with me. I play it just like I was in the military, just like I was when I was in the service. Just the same way. Anytime I was on the radio, but I'm an FO, so I have to have good radio etiquette. So when I'm talking on my headset and stuff like that, call out king. Everybody always praises me for my call outs, because I don't ever let them get ambushed or blindsided by somebody. If I know that they're there, if I can call it out. Y'all want to jump on there with me? Jump on. Let's hit me up later. Ford Boss Me is my handle on there as well. So I'm gonna go get some oil. Have a great day. Be blessed. Take care.